Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
And welcome back to another
Welcome
episode
back.
of We Didn't Read the Fine Print. Mom Cass. Mom check. 1 2 1 2.
Hey Tad. I'm starting off.
I can start off. Because I had a kid-free weekend this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Tad.
For like the second time in the last 2 years. But I had one.
We
I
on
had
the
to
road
work.
too in 2 years.
I had to work. He went with his grandma. His grandma was the one that orchestrated everything. She's a great grandma. I love her. She ended up getting his brother, and she had the boys for the weekend, and they did their thing. His dad showed up. He took him skating. You know, he was a part of it. Kudos to him.
Come
Kudos
on
to
now.
Dad.
Come on now. Family time.
I had to work, but I still enjoyed my time off. You know what I mean? I still enjoyed just not having to hear mom, figuring out what he gonna eat. Did he do this? Did he do that? Da 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 da. It was just like a little FaceTime. Hey, you having fun? I miss you.
It get easier.
All of that
Don't
kind of shit.
Get easier.
See you later. Love you. I'm back doing what I'm doing. So I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? Life has been good. I ain't been lifing on me too hard. I'm just trying to get out of my own way so I can get this stuff on the roll, on the ball. But other than that, I'm good. What's going on, Mom?
The piggyback on the whole thing is
you had a time.
Okay. But the kids though, remember you was just saying about the kids. We go back and play some stuff. We was like, oh, we missed them so much, and now it went to like this is our first weekend away. And then you fast forward. We had to fast forward to right here because now
bye.
Yeah, so I had a kid-free weekend. Eli wasn't here, and it really was just like, I think maybe like normally every night I gotta call her. I think it was like maybe 2 days, and then I was like, all right, let me call her. And, hey, that's how it's rolling like that now. It's rolling after a while. You get that time.
That first night, I'll keep looking over on the bed.
You are sad.
It's kind of empty over there. Where my boy at?
No, now listen.
Call me in the morning.
Oh gosh, so that's pretty much how I'm feeling too. Amazing. I just had a child-free weekend.
Yes.
But I am trying to figure out this balance thing with having a child. Since I don't get it often, I'm finding out when I do get it, I'm just like, I gotta do something. Like when I'm gonna do something all over the place, girl. I gotta find balance. I gotta be like, all right, I'm gonna do this time. I'm gonna do this time. I gotta have like some structure because I'm finding out that Eli he do keep me grounded. He keep me from like
100%.
Yeah, I'm finding out because that little space I have, I be like, okay.
Going wild,
girl. Mom's going wild.
Yes.
So I was having a time. Like even today, I'm just like, all right, it's my last night. Or whatever, and my last little babysitter before I buckle down. I gotta go back to work tomorrow because I work overnights and it's a lot. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna get through one more little win. So I'm just like, all right, I gotta do the podcast. I'm like, I gotta do something. One more thing. There's a babysitter here. I gotta do something. So I'm just gonna go out to eat. I'll do something chill. But
that's cute.
Yeah. Tay, I've been enjoy the time. Mom checking. I've been listening, finding that balance, all that stuff we've been talking about coming right on in. Self-care, where? Some real self-care. Okay?
I love it.
Yes. And jumping into it.
Y'all, we got a special guest today. We love a guest. Yes. So she's a mom.
Yes.
First and foremost, but also a birth worker.
Yes.
And we're going to get into some things. But before we do, we also want to do mom check-in with you. How you feeling, sis?
I'm feeling good. First of all, thank y'all for inviting me on the podcast.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's good to feel good energy.
Yes.
Y'all are beautiful women.
Same. Likewise.
And y'all beautiful moms. Y'all first time moms. So it's amazing.
Yes.
And I like how y'all thriving through it. Y'all going through it the right way, the way you're supposed to. So otherwise, I'm good. I had my nephew all weekend while my sister was on a cruise.
That takes a village.
First time mom Bob was like,
So
yeah, it was pretty cool though. I'm used to it. So he's a chill baby. Okay. But I had to get my plant on once he left because them 1-year-olds, they busy.
They are.
They different. These are different type of babies now. Okay.
Touch.
So let's get into it. Can we just get you to introduce like yourself to our listeners and what you do and all of those good things?
Yeah. So my name is Bree. On my birth worker page is Growing Hands B. I'm actually a birth worker / midwife. So I started out. So let's start from here so everybody have full clarity.
Yes.
A doula means slave. I'm not a slave.
Okay.
So I believe in words are power, and you speak them into existence.
Absolutely.
So knowledge is power is too. So anybody that's calling themselves a doula as a woman, period, you shouldn't.
Okay.
So birth worker is what you should call yourself.
Right.
Okay.
So I started out as a birth worker. And I got this random phone call. Somebody found me on social media. She was like, "You're delivering my baby." I said, "I don't deliver babies, miss."
Right.
And she's like, "Yes, you do." I was like, "No, I don't.
Right.
I can advocate and educate, but I don't deliver babies." She said, "Looking at your page, I felt you. You're going to deliver my baby."
Oh, wow.
2-something that morning,
Wow.
I was delivering that baby.
Wow.
So
wait, was this somebody
It just
random?
gave
Like,
me
who is
chills.
that? Like,
Random.
wow.
Random.
Wow.
she said she had a midwife before. Not going to mention names, but
Right.
somebody from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Kind of scammed them out of situation.
Oh, man.
And she said the way I present myself on my page, it was like she told her husband, like, she's the one, you know. So I'm more like spiritual, so I'm into ancestral things and stuff like that. So I was like, ancestors touch me as I touch her.
Yes.
So when the baby was coming, I felt them touching me. Because I'm what you call, I have a thin veil, so like in the workings. So I touched her, I said, okay. So when baby girl came out, I said, oh yeah, hell yeah.
This my calling.
This my calling.
Yeah.
This is my calling.
Wow.
And I done did a lot of things. You know, I done graduated from medical assistant school, from that to owning a hair salon for so many years, to being
Nothing felt like that.
a manager for artists, things like that.
Purpose.
It's just like none of it stuck. You know what I mean? And now it's like this stuck with me. And I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
And it's so natural.
And it's natural for me. And the school that I went to didn't teach me half the stuff that I taught myself.
Right.
Wow.
So now I'm in a hospital arguing with doctors because I'm advocating so crazy. They like, what is little...
Yeah, they don't like that.
They don't like that.
No, they don't like
Yeah.
that.
So,
You mess with their money.
Yeah.
They like, I said, oh, you're upset because you paid $50,000 or more and I know this for free with knowledge. And they didn't like that. So to the point, I'm banned from a hospital.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Because I actually delivered the baby on their floors, on their grounds.
Right.
They were not involved. There was negligence.
Oh, wow.
And you know we dealing with black maternal mortality.
Hello.
Heavy. So it was like, they running in the room like, oh my gosh, who delivered your baby? And she like, my birth worker delivered my baby. They was like, oh, yeah, it.
Oh, yeah.
But education on how to deliver these babies and helping with these babies is a lot.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
Hey, I love that. I love that.
love all of
I
that.
love that you just walk into your purpose, like just
Yes.
ease. That's why I always say with love and stuff, some stuff like that, alignment and purpose is supposed to be easy for you. It's supposed to be comfortable. Like it's supposed to be a familiar like energy, and you know that's what it's supposed to be.
100%, I agree. Like, of course, there's challenges and everything, but
everything.
the challenge is not where you gonna be like, my heart not in it no more, and I'm just so defeated at this didn't work out, that didn't work out. It's gonna be something in you that's burning, that's like you can't give up, even if you wanted to. This is what you're supposed to do. Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay,
Challenge.
so you got started because one of your clients told you that you was going. That this is what you was gonna be doing.
Lily. Shout out to Lily.
Okay, Lily. Lily got the eyes. Okay. All right. So yeah, since you kind of touched on it a little bit, let's go into the miseducation and the misinformed about just motherhood. I remember when I was pregnant, my whole idea was, I'm gonna have this baby natural. I wanted to have a water birth, but didn't prepare for it the way that I could. So I seen something on TikTok and they was talking about I know I'm not going to say it right, but it's called like, it begin with a P. It's some
placenta?
type. Yes.
Okay.
Some type of the medicine that help you.
Pitocin.
Yes. That help you. Speed up into having a baby or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So they were saying, don't do that. Your body know when it's time to do it, whatever, and all that. So I'm like, all right, I'm not getting that. Make sure I tell them that and all that. So I go, and I end up getting the epidural because I couldn't take the contractions. But it was like time consuming. Like it didn't just happen like that as soon as you start contracting. So they were like, do you want to get the Pitocin? And I'm like, no, I don't want that. And they're like, okay. Just like keep counting the time and whatever like that. But I feel like a lot of women, we're just kind of miseducated, we're misinformed, we don't know, and you get into pregnant, you get into this pregnancy situation, and you go to these hospitals and they tell you anything, and because you don't have the information, you'll go for it, and then you end up getting the pitocin, and then you gotta get a emergency C-section when the baby was gonna come out when he was ready anyway. So maybe we can just touch on like just certain stuff like that, the education of it.
So you're absolutely right about everything you said. And your gut feeling was your spirit talking to you when you said, I don't want it.
Right.
So I'm going to sum this up to not drag it out. But it's an invisible clock on the wall in the hospital when you first enter. So I always tell my moms, if you decide a home birth is not for you, make sure you bear down at home as much as possible. Because once you get inside that hospital, the bill starts. And when the bill starts, they're not worried about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your baby. All they care about is that clock starting and their money rolling. So now you're in there. You're probably dilated a good 5 centimeters,
right?
You know, and you have at least 24 hours before they start introducing to you epidurals, pitocins, things of that sort. So now that you're in the hospital and it's getting close to that mark, and you still only probably like 7 centimeters at this point. Hi, I can't take the pain, and this is the part where you need, and I repeat this, you need a birth worker. You need one.
I agree.
Your next babies, have one.
I agree.
I will.
Because
100%.
The importance of that for any woman, and I'm speaking for any woman, but mainly for our women of color.
100%.
You need one. We wasn't never raised to be educated on certain things. So when you're in a hospital setting, it's called professional bullyism. And they know that you're unaware, you don't know, you're uneducated about what's going on, what's about to happen with your baby.
Right.
All you know is that you're in pain and you want to have a safe delivery. When you're in pain, you're going to go with anything because you want this baby out because of the pain. As a birth worker, her job is to prepare you from the time you get pregnant up to the time you are in active labor. To prepare your mental to know that this pain is tolerated for you and you alone. To understand that any baby that comes out of you is for your vagina, your cervix, things of that sort. To know that when you say you can't do it, that's the defeated phase. That's when a baby's crowning. You just like, oh, this baby just keep coming. That's why I tell my moms when they doing home births, this is the part where your village is involved.
Yes.
Act like the pain is out to get your village, which is you and your baby. What you gonna do? You gonna protect your baby, right? So that pain kind of go away. So I have a system with my moms where they're having contractions. When they start coming 1 minute apart like that, okay, because I know. I can see when you're having a contraction. I don't need to touch you. I can see it. You about to have another one. Brie, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Stop saying you can't because you can. This is what we're going to do. We have 3 hormones that we use. We have oxytocin, we have adrenaline, and we have endorphins. Oxytocin is your happy hormone. Adrenaline is your hot cold. It's letting you know when it's on and off. And your adrenaline is fight or flight. Oxytocin, Ma, we're in a happy place. Happy baby, hey, safe delivery. Come on, baby. Okay, endorphins, what are we going to do? I can feel it. Accept the pain. We see the pain, we're going to accept it. Now what are we going to do? We're going to take it or flight it. We're going to flight it. By that time, that contraction went past.
Right.
Wow. See, I needed that. I needed that for mine. For my experience, I needed
100%,
that. My
agree.
experience was like wow, because I went in the same thing. Like, I'm not getting no epidural. I just knew I was not getting epidural.
Yeah.
But I also know, I always knew I'm not good at pain.
Me either.
So that support right there would have been something, because all I have is like...
It's just more encouraging to make you feel like I can do this. I know I can do this. My body was made for this. Like, keep telling you stuff like that. If the people not there is telling you that kind of stuff, it's like, Miss... Come on, sign me up with my name on that list. Like,
and then they come in and they introduce those things, and it's like, now you gotta epidural. Now you don't even have the connection with your baby no more.
Right.
You don't even
feel it.
Nothing. You just feel pressure. That's it. But now that you got that, let's give you a drip, Mom. A little bit of Pitocin. Let's not go past 2. What people don't know what Pitocin is fentanyl, and it's a synthetic contraction. And they put fentanyl inside of it. So what happens is it makes your baby heart rate dip.
Yeah.
And it dips to the point where it's a system with the hospital. What I was about to say, I'm sorry, guys. The epidural, from the epidural to the Pitocin to the C-section room.
Yeah.
Anesthesia team is coming in now.
Yep.
That's another $50,000 job for them.
Yep.
That's free money.
Right.
You understand? So now they're telling you, oh, your baby's heart rate dipping, and we got to take you to the C-section. That's the most traumatic thing you can do. Is have a woman go get a cesarean. You know. Now when you go in that cesarean room, you got to make sure you keep your placenta please keep y'all placenta. Because what happens is
I heard that,
a
but
higher marketer comes in
And buys it.
and put it on the black market for $50,000 or more. Whether it's for placenta is what I call the fountain of youth.
Right.
It changes.
I'm ODing. Sorry, y'all.
I love it, girls.
I had to work today. It's been a day.
Listen, that's what it do, and they take it, but it's for you because the reason why they want our placenta, what they want it for?
They fight with you for that because I said the same thing, and it was just like, well, some hospitals they claim they, we don't really, encourage that.
What are you? You're a black woman. What DNA we got?
Right.
The only DNA that can produce any DNA, melanin.
Yeah, they didn't. That's the hospitals are so like funny with it.
Shady. They shady.
But you have to have
business.
the support. I feel like everything goes into having that support.
Our cusses they asses the fuck out.
You really need somebody that. No,
bad.
My baby daddy is a mom, but
when
he anal.
Right.
So like any little thing, he like, wait, no.
Yeah.
What you feeling like? Yes,
but that's good.
He's one of them. So I was definitely blessed to have him in the room with me because any little thing, he's very like OCDC, like what do you want me to do? Huh? The music, like he's one of them. So I appreciate that. In that room, in that setting, I just wish I would have went over him my plan.
Right.
Then he would know what I needed him to say when I can't think because, I'm in this state. Or at least my mom, somebody. Like, I wish I would have went in detail with my plan more. Yeah, so my people could have been my voice when I didn't have it at the time.
Yeah.
And they take advantage of that sometimes, too. When you have voices, they try to... See, I get like, I'm not used to a doula. Like, I'm not a doula.
Right.
They was like, well, will you call yourself a birth worker? I was like, yeah. They was like, I'm not used to. I said, what you used to? Breathe push? No, not her.
Breathe.
You're not going to just come in here and tell my client.
Right.
Because the school I was taught in, she, whatever your client wants.
Yeah.
That's what you do. No, Ben. We're not doing that.
We being realistic.
Save this baby.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
Right.
So the stuff that goes on their eyes.
Yeah.
That's called endomycin. They use that.
Oh, and when
for STDs or something.
Yes, for chlamydia and gonorrhea.
When
Why would my baby
you ain't
come
got
out with chlamydia and gonorrhea, especially if I don't have it?
Yeah.
When you don't want to do that, you don't want to wipe the vernix off, the cottage cheese stuff on them. That's antibacterial that protects them as a barrier from any bad bacteria that's around at the time. You can leave that on as long as you want. Don't watch my damn baby.
Right.
Don't cut my cord if I got 2 minutes in this hospital. Delay cord cutting. Well, it's nothing coming out. Well, it's nothing coming out. Why you clamp the stomach?
Right.
So they think we dumb, Even when I say
miseducated, we are. A lot of us are.
Yeah, but and here's the thing: it's time to bring that back.
Yeah,
so y'all can. Yeah. I'm glad y'all even have this setting to help women of color to see because a lot of young girls
that's what we
don't know.
That was us. We didn't read the fine print. Didn't know. We don't know.
That's literally what this whole package is about.
Exactly, but we do want them to know. That is our goal for other moms. To
just be informed.
Yeah.
What you do with the information is on you. Nobody trying to twist your arm or make you do anything. But you can't say, I didn't know. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
One place you can get something or at least a resource to know, like, okay, they had her on here, her page was her page, and get more information. Like, at least we can guide you to whoever. But, like, that is the point of the podcast, to just like inform and teach and like just make our people aware because the mortality rate in Black women having babies is extremely crazy. You lost your best friend when she gave birth.
And after birth complications and probably if stuff was like if you had somebody by your side,
that knew what they was talking about and could advocate for you.
Or even me, I had a C-section. My C-section was it was wild. Went in, I didn't want epidural at first, and I just can't tolerate pain. So I went in at 1 centimeter. But my contractions, I only went in because my contractions was like so close to each other. Like my mom was like, "You can't go now. Just wait till 10." And then I'm like, "Well, Mom, they like 10 minutes apart." I'm like, "Shall I go?" Now, by the time I got in there, got on the table, I was in so much pain. I think she was like, "Well, I can see that you're 2 to 3 like it's coming back. That contraction like 2 to 3 minutes already from the time he get, and we probably like 20 minutes from the hospital. He probably took 20 minutes to get there, so like 40 minutes later. So everything was happening so fast, but because I couldn't deal with the pain, I didn't have nobody there to just be like, step in and be like, it's okay and everything. Because his dad just was like, you know what, you in pain, like you ain't able to just get it. He don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't know, he don't know nothing about this is first kid too. So it's like all he see is me in pain. So you in pain, just get it, get it.
Right.
But I feel like if we had this whole like stuff and just the support and everything, then stuff would have definitely went different. Because I never wanted a C-section because because what happened, my best friend and stuff, or just anybody, my mom, strong black women, they push out all their kids. So it's just like, why I can't do it? But when you have that, I feel like they had a spiritual support. We don't got that no more because they ain't had no, a bunch of birth coaches and stuff like that. They was having them at home sometimes. My cousin was born in a car, so they did it. So it's like, I know for sure I could have did it because I went in with that mindset, like, I'm not doing it. Like, I don't even know. Maybe I just like talked that into existence because the whole time I just like, I'm not getting epidural. I'm not getting a C-section.
So did they induce you? How did it end up being a C-section?
Because they gave me so much I went in, before I even got the epidural, they gave me so much, the pain medicine. They started, I think they gave me morphine. And they just was giving me just like, cause I'm in so much pain. But they was giving me stuff to relax me so I won't have to get the epidural. But my contractions was so far and nobody could understand it. Everybody, they just ruled it as abnormal labor because from the time I went in, my contractions was so close, but I was only 1 centimeter. You ever hear that?
It's common. It's not that it's abnormal. It's the fact that your contractions was on point, but your cervix wasn't thinned out.
Right.
So sometimes that happens. Like your cervix is not thinned out enough.
Right.
And this is a part of like get you a birth worker next time because you're supposed to be working the ball. You're supposed to be walking on floors, squatting.
I didn't do that till after I got the. That was 5 centimeters.
Those are the things that thin the cervix out. But what I give my mom is the mama's brew. I take natural herbs, and I make them drink it. They cervix thins out like that.
Wow.
So it's red raspberry leaf, not the store-bought stuff.
Right.
The
From the produce junction.
I ain't talking about that stuff. I'm talking about the real herb. So you take that, and that's what happens. But
wow.
Even if we having this conversation right now, a third is still going to go to the hospital because it's a clutch. And that's all they know. It's not coming back from my times or our grandmom times. And even though we know better, they still going to do that because they're fearful of it. But the time is now to get in tune with your body and know, because what's going on in society, there's no more Medicaid. He's going to delete all of that. What are you going to do? There's no more, this segregation and all of that stuff that's coming up. You're going to have to go back to the times where we revert from. That third party of a hospital, that's a third party. Our grandma was delivering us. You want to go back to the slave times, we was in those fields, and the midwives was me and you.
And we ain't had no medicine, so I know we can do it.
And no education. They learned how as they went.
I tell you how they did it. The slave master said, take her. It'd be a chair like this. They strap your feet on one end, a hole in the middle right here, and your arms, and make her bear down. And all they had was herbs to help her. And immediately after she had that baby, master said, put her ass back on that field. So don't say you can't handle no shit.
Right.
Okay? You gotta think about that. They carried the weight for us.
For sure.
You know?
Oh, this shit run deep. I know it definitely run deep. For sure. But like you said, all the technology and all the distractions, you forget where you came from. You forget who you is for real. And then the fear. They pump you with that fear, so you be feeling like, if I don't do it this way, something's gonna go wrong. Something's going wrong in there.
Exactly.
It's going wrong.
Exactly.
So definitely, shit, we could talk about miseducation all day. So that kind of just leads back into my question of the importance of home birth. And then I'll just say that one. The importance of home birth. What do you feel like the importance of home birth is?
The importance of home birth that is safe.
Yes. Okay.
It's safe for baby. You know, so what people don't understand is babies are smarter than us, even inside the womb. So that long cord that y'all have is a communication cord. When you want pizza, that's your baby wanting pizza. When you having a thought, that's your baby communicating with you. People don't know that your baby's not supposed to be born in the light. Your baby's supposed to be born in the dark or in the dim light. Because a lot of people, that's too deep. Let's go.
No, come on with it.
That's why we here. We are here for that. We're here for the deep. Remember that. We want to hear that.
So we come from the dark. So you know how. We're not going on the religion part, but a lot of times what they tell you is when you go to heaven, see the light. What you're doing is you're going to the light, and it's a dark and it's a light. We come from dark. What you think a baby sitting there for 9 months? Dark. So when you think you're going to heaven because you've been told on this earth, oh, okay, I'm going to heaven. I see the light. I'm not going to go to the dark. That's hell. No, you're coming right back in another person. You're reincarnated.
Mm-hmm.
The dark is walking the realms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into religion because that ain't the time.
Religion can
It's
be
a whole
touchy.
other thing. But what I'm going to say is when you deliver a baby, you want to move that light. Why? Because if you don't, that light is and it erases their memory. So they don't know who they was before. So that star seed, that star child doesn't remember anything about themselves. But why you think babies are so gifted? Why you think anything that's harmful or anything that's negative to try to attack babies? Because the pureness of it.
Yeah, the purity.
So when a baby's born at home versus the hospital, you don't got a billion people around in that baby face.
Right.
You don't got a billion strangers digging their hands in your vagina. You don't got your mom feeling stressed out and you feeling it now because your mom is stressed out.
Right.
You don't got medicine going down your body.
That's
like,
the biggest thing.
Making your heart be like, what's going on in here? I was just chilling. Like, all of a sudden, I'm not chilling.
Yeah.
This is your unborn child going through this. You know what I mean? So now it's like in the hospital, you got everybody coming around. You don't get no rest. There's no rest. There's no rest.
Oh my God.
That's what it's for. It's for you to be able to be comfortable.
Any setting in the hospital, wherever you going
very
for, you're
chaotic.
not going to get no rest. People come to the hospital. I work in children's,
inside of that room,
and they all think they
back
coming
to
home.
back to back to
They
back
all
to
think
back.
they're going to get rest. You never get rest.
No.
Hospitals are not for rest.
It's not. And then on the spiritual level, the spiritual attacks, you got everything in the hospital that passed away.
Right.
You know?
So
now
all
you
that
home,
energy.
All that energy. So
and then the energies of the doctors that you don't know what they be on.
And touching you.
And your baby.
In your open vagina.
That's why they be
The
going ape
womb.
shit
That's
when
where
they coming out.
the portal is.
Exactly. That is the portal. So now your baby's home. I'm familiar with this home. I smell this home. I know this. I know her. I know him. I heard her. I heard him. I can smell her.
Connection.
I'm good. I'm safe. I don't need you to go put me in a warmer. My mom is my warmer.
Yeah.
The births that I deliver at home versus the births that I had in the hospital.
Amazing.
I stopped working in the hospital about last year.
Yeah.
Never doing it again.
Yeah.
When people need help, you could call me, but you won't catch me going in that hospital.
Right.
Not doing it.
Right.
Only home births.
Only home births.
Okay. The benefits, and that's the benefits and the importance. I love that.
Me too.
I
Do you have a
love
question?
that.
Because I got another one.
Go ahead.
If you can you just share an experience of home birth and I don't want to know how I word it. Things not going as planned. Like, so say a woman do say, I want to have a home birth or whatever. They doing everything they supposed to. And for whatever reason, now they got to get rushed to the hospital. What is that like?
That's called a transfer. So a transfer is basically things that's out my scope.
Right.
So if I don't have the right equipment to help mom and that baby at the time, most of the time I can tell when something's wrong immediately. Delivering a baby is a gift.
Yeah.
It's not something
100%.
Yes.
like
you just pick up and do lashes.
Yeah. It's a gift. And no matter how many times I deliver a baby, I always feel like I got a life on my hand. And that's always, so when I'm delivering babies, I tell people, please don't have 1,000 people in your house.
Right.
This is intimate.
Yes.
This is not to be seen and shown and say, oh, I had a home birth.
Right.
Don't be ghetto. Make this about
Don't be ghetto.
Don't be ghetto.
Okay?
Like, let's make this about you and your baby and your husband and maybe grandmoms.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Grandma just need
and that's what we're gonna do. But what happens is I had one where situation was the mom the mom and the dad. Let's keep it cute. The mom and the dad. You know, they did all the things I asked them to do, but from a previous situation they seen, the mom knew. She kind of did the same thing in the previous situation after we discussed, like, we're not going to do that, you know?
Right.
And the reason why we and her was able to, you know, coincide about that because it was a friend of hers that she recommended to me or whatever. So she goes, does the same thing, but now I see things that's not happening. Mom is constantly pushing, but baby's not coming.
Okay.
And I have a system. So the system usually is on point. It's never not on point. Now, I don't check service till I feel like it's time to check. So I'll probably check it once or twice. No need
to keep putting your
hands up there.
Right.
So I said, something ain't right. I said, call the ambulance. She was like, Mom was like, call the ambulance. I'm like, yeah, call the ambulance. We get to the hospital. I was right. Baby was kind of like stuck on the side and they couldn't get out the rib, kind of like.
Well, what is it that they did?
That's just baby, you know.
Okay,
sometimes
just
baby
baby.
just
don't cooperate.
So they took her for an emergency C-section, but she was educated. So she was like, well, anything you could say to me, you could say in front of my birth worker, my husband, things like that. But those are things that you always want to be. It's the only thing about being a midwife or a birth worker that deliver babies is that you got to be on point.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't on point, you going to feel bad. Even though it won't be your fault, it's the universe and things happen sometimes. You going to feel like that. You know what I mean? So I don't want that on my conscience. So I don't need to be hero. I don't need to say I delivered the baby.
Right.
I want this baby safe.
To be safe. So, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get to the hospital.
Yes, 100%.
That's it.
That's it.
But that was the only birth I had that I had a complication with. All the thousands of babies I delivered. 3 to 4 hours they out.
And even then, you knew it was time. Something wasn't right.
Yeah, she even knew. She said it. She was like, my baby not coming. My baby not ready. Y'all connection with y'all babies.
I knew he was
y'all
coming.
are the number one doctor. That's what I tell my moms. You're the number one doctor.
Yeah. You can feel it.
You can feel it. Yes. When they go to these hospitals, I say, you're the doctor. Who's the second doctor? They were like, you. I say, who the third doctor? The doctors. Because they just there for support. They just there if something go wrong. Can't nobody tell you when to push and not to push. You got to push? Push.
Yeah.
That's what you feeling? That's you do it.
That's what my girlfriend was saying. She was like, when she was explaining her birth, it was different from mine, but she was just like, I knew when to push. She's like, the doctors tell you not to. She said, I just went against it. And she said, he came out fine. She didn't need no Amber. She didn't need no epidural or anything. She said she knew when to push. She's like, your body tells you when to push. And I'm going in there. That's why I went in there.
Amber, she ain't have epidural?
She like, you can do it. It's
That's
just like, you know your body.
I couldn't feel shit.
She hyped me up to do it. I said, you right, I can do it. Maybe I should have had her there because Amber was like, you just do it. She said, you go with your body. You listen to your body. She's like, your body tell you push. The doctor's going to tell you not to. Why is that?
Because they want to be right. That's all I have to say. They just want to be right.
That's their thing. Yeah.
They have their system. They're on their time.
Right.
They're not on your time. Remember I said when you get in that room, it doesn't. You don't matter no more.
Right.
So don't push. So
we definitely don't. Can we talk about that? Because when we get in there, it ain't about us
at all.
It's not about us at all. They getting that baby out, and then after that, they doing all that, and it's just like I feel like we need support. Like after that, like I'm stretched out on the table, drugged up, everything. Like everybody just over there.
Nobody's comforting you.
Somebody throwing you up or something. Nothing.
I drove to Ohio for 8 hours, and I gave back because one of the moms couldn't afford me no more, and it was her first child. And the baby was a beautiful, healthy baby girl, but she suffocated in the mom's hips because they told her to stop pushing. Same hospital that I'm not allowed to go to, by the way.
Wow.
So that bothered me so bad because I just felt like, I know it's not my fault, but I just felt like money ain't everything. You know what I mean? And when people need help,
do what you can.
You do what you can. So I went to Ohio. She was having a water birth, but we wound up delivering the baby in the tub. Babies don't come out the way. Then we doing fancy things. It don't be fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna do a water birth. We gonna have it dim. The candles lit. Shit. That should be on the dry couch. That should be on the floor.
Wow.
Because they controlling the scene.
I want to be right here.
Amniotic sac in my mouth.
Oh my God.
Girl gets real with me, okay?
Yeah.
Real.
My baby pooped when he was coming out.
Yes. And I'm constantly wiping poop off of mom. It becomes normal to me though. Like it's nothing. I love seeing my babies be born. I love it because the connection I have with them, they be gifted babies.
Yes.
And they communicate. And when they open their eyes and they look directly at me, I'm like, there we go.
Yes.
Oh,
y'all
yes.
This is what it's all about.
Yes.
That's it.
This is what it's all about. Yes. I love that. I really, really love that. You know how long I wanted.
I told you.
You know how long I wanted to speak to a midwife about all of this stuff. Like, it's so intriguing. I just think it's really a beautiful experience. I think
really
pregnancy
is.
and delivery period is beautiful experience. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And women are beautiful fucking beings.
Yes.
Like, so the hospital and everything, it kind of waters down the whole experience because it's all a money game or whatever like that. You know what I mean? So I definitely, and when I had went to got like a little midwife, tried to when I was pregnant, the church E9 or something, but it was like offering like services with midwives, whatever, but they were like just learning. They weren't like seasoned in the game, and you could tell like it wasn't like their calling. Like this was probably just something that they was interested in, and they just wanted to do it, and they needed me to like be the like you go to dental school, you got it, the experience. You needed, they needed that to finish off whatever they needed. Like you could I just felt like it
Clinicals
wasn't.
and shit.
Yeah, yes,
There you go.
baby, yes.
You was clinicals, baby.
Sure,
was a
it
different
just felt like
connection.
it didn't feel like you really knew what you was doing, that you really knew what you was talking about. Like the stuff that I was hearing, like the little knowledge that I did know, you wasn't coming with none of that. So I just kind of like let it.
And be careful
fall
with the
off.
birth workers that they hire in the hospitals, because they're washed like the hospital.
Yeah.
So they think they put that's the midwives of the hospital. Oh, I'm gonna get you a midwife. That's what you want, but they still work in with the hospital rules.
They on cahoots.
Holistic is the only way route you can go.
Yes.
And here's
yes.
the thing. And let's keep it 100. I ain't go to school to be a midwife. I went to school to be a birth worker. I call myself a midwife because I do this better than midwives.
Right.
I do this shit with my eyes closed. You understand what I'm saying? My moms, I could call all of them right now. They probably be rooting and hollering right now that I'm on this podcast.
Okay.
I love it.
Yes.
I love
So
it.
like that's where I know who I am. That's all I'm gonna say. I walk in my path and my purpose. When they call me, they confident. They see my page, they confident. I don't give them no bullshit. I don't give them no fake. None of that. I just keep it 100 and I tell them like, listen, that's what your choice is your choice. I ain't here to beat you up about it.
Right.
Then they call me back. I should have listened to you. That's okay. Life happens.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll know next time.
There you go. That's it. Okay.
That's it. But mine, she gonna have that baby on my bed.
I know that's right.
She gonna have that baby right there.
I know that's right.
She 19. She like, Mom, I'm scared. You be all right.
Wait, or is she
My first time, first time grandmom.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's going to be a good one.
Yes.
Wow.
But she's educated from me working and teaching her and seeing me with other people. She's like, my mom delivering my baby. So she's like, I'm ready. She's like, I just think I'm scared.
No, that's beautiful.
Because
that's really beautiful.
How big thank y'all. She was like, how big the baby gonna be? I said, girl, that baby made for your hips and your booty.
Right.
See, that's another thing I experienced. They was like trying to get me to get induced. They like he's weighing out to be 10 pounds now because my sisters both had big babies, 10, 13 pounds, and they pushed them out.
Yeah.
I never was like, my older sister be telling me a lot of things like I'll push them out, this and that, but like you said, when you had that support, you listen. I hear the doctors is like, he's gonna be too big and his shoulder might be I had my baby at 8 pounds, 8 ounces.
That's
he was not even, and he came exactly literally the Wednesday before he was due, and he started coming out on his own. Like I said, 8 o'clock in the morning, I started having contractions. By 8 o'clock at night, it was like we go to the hospital, contractions coming fast, and I went. Even with the epidural, I went over to 5 centimeters, and then I start closing up. Then I'm going to 4 centimeters, and that's like, well, we got to do a C-section because you're closing up, and whatever, herbs or something I probably need, whatever. It was like, it was I don't know, it was just like he just started doing his own thing, and I know for a fact it was because of the medicine I had that slowed up the birth because he was already coming. I felt that. I'm like he coming. I'm like as fast. I'm like 1 centimeter. Like I know I can't take pain, but this baby is coming. But the cervix wasn't open.
Okay. And I got something for y'all too. I'm probably gonna bring it to y'all next podcast when I come in here. Something for y'all veggies.
Yes.
Not that bullshit y'all ain't seen shit. I'm talking about that real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clock that.
Killing at home. Killing at home. I want that.
And that's what I do with my moms after they deliver. I sit them on the porta potties. Steaming on out, baby. I wrap their stomachs real tight.
That's something people don't tell you too, because I don't know if it's different if we let out different stuff. I feel like I had a lot of stuff that just was there because I was open, but not all the way open, so stuff just was there, and I had to do a steam, and this was probably like literally he was like 8 months, because I'm just like something is not right, and I did do it like a regular steam, and it just was like shit was coming out. It was definitely afterbirth. I'm like, why the fuck is this still here?
Right, all this time later.
Yes.
Well, you know, they DNA gonna stay in you forever. That's a fact. It's always
that's
a piece
blessing.
of flesh.
I'm so happy. I love my baby.
That's beautiful.
I love.
I can't wait to have another baby.
Yes, y'all can call it
because you gonna have to. Hey, Bree.
I'm cracking up, y'all. It's the best. Yes.
I think that is so beautiful. I do dibble dab in the herbs. So I do the yarrow. I do the red raspberry leaf. I sometimes do the motherwort. But sometimes I be feeling like, should I be mixing all these motherfuckers herbs? Because it's a lot that I know knowledge of, and I just be mixing them all in the fucking. And I'm like, everything do all of them go though? You know what I'm saying? Am I drawing a little bit? I don't know, but
yeah, everything ain't for the cooch,
right?
But what you said is
okay.
Red raspberry leaf, red what's that? Clove is good. Calendula is good.
Yes.
Lavender is good.
Okay.
Rose hips is your best friend.
Okay.
You want to sit there. You don't want to put too much. That's enough right there.
Right.
All you want to do is remove the toxins. You know what I mean? That's it. And sit there and probably do it like once or twice a month.
Right.
Even if you're not having a baby,
right.
we are
Yes.
So like you want to cleanse that out. We have
all
sex,
the time.
We do all
yes.
Good
Periods.
for your period. Oh my gosh, I have cramp less every time I steam. My girlfriend make it like a veg steam too, and every time I steam, I don't have the same period. I don't have cramps, and this really works, y'all. Like,
no, it really do.
Yo,
the color
I was like,
of
what?
the blood will change when you start. It don't be that dark ass red ass color.
Now
it
that I
lightens
didn't pay
up.
attention to. Now I'm gonna have to pay attention
Girl,
to that.
the
And
smell,
fibroids.
everything,
and women, our women of color have fibroids a lot, but
yes, all the time.
People don't understand fibroids is something. That's another spiritual aspect, but it's true.
Everything
comes from spirituality.
Disease has a spiritual
right
thing to connected to it.
Fibroids is more so from traumas at childhood, and so that develop over time, and any other toxins that might get, because we carry on traumas from our grandmother. Everybody we come out of, we carry their trauma into our trauma. So the fibroids turn into what it is, and then. If you have abnormal periods and things like that, some people have sexual trauma or have been SA'd or whatever the case may be, or you might just go and have problems with your relationship period, and you don't know what the fuck you bring on. You know what I'm saying?
That's another
thing.
That's a big energy.
Okay.
Energy
That's
energy
serious.
Is crazy.
It's different. So, but those are good to help with fibroids, things like that. The more natural you are, Mother Earth ain't put shit out here for us to skip over.
Okay.
Period.
That's just that.
Okay.
Like everything what you need is out there.
Yes.
Right.
But of course we too lazy to read and educate ourselves. And it's more expensive to do that way versus go to the hospital.
And it's convenient.
It's convenient.
You know what I mean? Convenience.
You don't
people
have to do
want
nothing.
convenience. You just show up and let the people do everything.
And
they go
that's
home.
the problem. You really
but the people don't care about you.
Right.
So it's like, what risk is you willing to take? Is you really willing to do a little more research and put a little bit more to the side so you can get the care and the nurturing that you need?
Yeah.
Or is it just like, come on, let's get this shit over with? And then now you paying for it in the long run.
Yeah.
I can't wait for y'all to have y'all next baby. Y'all be pregnant soon.
I don't know about that.
Y'all be pregnant.
I don't know about that one. That one. That's the one. That's the one.
She know who I'm talking to. That's why she make that face like that. She know exactly who I was talking to. That's why she made that face like that. She seen it.
I want like 4 of them. I ain't gonna lie. I want like 4 of them all around. Like I told y'all to shit the fuck.
Girl, that's how I be after a while. I swear to God, it be like you be like, what?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, come on, get this bedtime story.
It gets real. I promise you it gets real.
I do, but